Good afternoon. I'm gonna let it build a little bit. Hey, Jackson. Let me sit it right here while it builds. Touch me. I don't touch. Fat man. Alright. Welcome. Just letting this joint build up a little bit. But I'm gonna go through and do a garden tour of my backyard garden here in Tubman City, Garveyland. Bear with me. Say hi, Josiah.
Huh?
Say hi. You gotta look the other way. You wanna help me out?
No. Hi.
You gotta say
It's that.
Hey, camera woman, come
They're coming.
here. Yeah. Alright, we still live. Cool. Alright, let it rock. Come here, help me. Help me water, come here. Hold this.
Okay.
Turn the water on, okay?
Okay.
It's on alright. Alright. So what we gonna water? Huh? What are we watering, babe? This is come on. So tell them what we're watering. What's that? This is the lettuce I planted last night in the garden. I bought the packs from or the seedlings, what you see, from Mayer Seeds Company down in Harbor East. I think for like $2.25 a pack. I bought 2 packs and got all this, so I think it's been like $6. So, and behind that, oh, watch out, babe. Behind this, I got some baby's breath. You can't see it right now. I'm just giving you what I planted. And I got, what is that? A little honeydew back there. See what it does.
No, don't put on here.
I need you to water the garden.
Huh?
You gotta stand up. So my little helper here wants to play in the water. Let's turn this off. Alright. And let's go to the next part. These are my 2 greenhouses. I got these off of Amazon. The company's name is Ohuhu. I think they were about $45 for one, and they're pretty big. But they sent me 2 because one of them had a tear in it, and they just sent me a whole new one. Hey, don't play with that. So I set one up on a pallet and just drilled it down securely with these brackets. Pallet I found for free. Wood I got. Stop. Wood I got from Home Depot. I did that one. They're all portable, but this one I just kind of put it over the ground. I tilled some of the dirt next to my shed back here, and in this one in the ground. Sorry, I gotta take this off. It's hot in here. And you'll see these are all my flower seedlings. I got some amaryllis, Queen Anne's lace, some wildflower growing. Oh, that's a milk thistle right there. But in here, in the ground, under the hothouse, under the greenhouse, I have a German Johnson tomato in a root bag. So a lot of people have been asking me, how do you grow if you don't have, land, but you have a patio space or something like that? Let me pull this up. This right here, these are called root bags or root pouches. I got them off of Amazon. I forget how much, but they're not too expensive. But it's kind of like a potato sack material. I think this one is 10 gallons. And as you see, it's very portable, very movable. And I have this tomato seedling in here doing pretty well. This plant will grow in this pot as long as you give it some good nutrients, and it will produce. I would suggest growing tomatoes in the ground though. They just get really large. So, but that is one way to do a container garden, and I'll show some more as I go through my garden. But that's one I have in a pot, doing pretty well. On top, I just put wood chips as a mulch. Keeps the soil beneath wet, and as well it keeps the weeds from coming up around. So what do we got? So it's another tomato. It's kind of viney, small tomato. Another tomato there. And I gotta check out what's going on with my soil, because you see this tip is turning yellow. So this means it's deficient of something. Nitrogen, NPH, one of the three. Nitrogen, phosphorus, I think hydrogen. So I have a book that tells me all of that. That's where I get most of my information on gardening, are from books. As well, I got some seedlings I bought from Frank's nursery in Elk Ridge, Maryland. I would definitely recommend going out there if you want to not start by seed, but you want to start by seedling, which means it's already at this stage when you buy it. This was about, chill out. This was about, they're really inexpensive. I mean, I think like $1.50 for one. And here I have lemon balm. I haven't decided where I wanted to plant it yet, so I just still have it in this. I got some lemongrass here that I'm going to plant a bunch of this year. That's just an extra one I have. Well, we got some more seedlings in here. It's a bunch of stuff, tomatoes, and back there's collards. And as well, I started some lettuce in a big container. And you see all that lettuce is starting to come up. What else we got? Let me show you this. Hey, fat man. This is a nectarine tree that I purchased from Home Depot. I really don't like shopping at Home Depot. Just the quality of their product isn't the greatest. But I think this tree was about $30, and it's my first tree ever planting. So I thought it would just be, a nice thing to test out this year since I had the space. And we'll see if it fruits this year. I doubt it. But it usually takes about 2 to 5 years to get a pretty decent harvest out of these joints. As well, I got a blueberry bush from Home Depot. And you'll see these little white flowers will turn into blueberries once they make that shift and the seasons tell them it's time. That should grow, pretty decent right there. I planted some lettuce seeds right there. I want to see if it grows up in the ground. As well, I had this old sage plant. It's actually about to flower, you see here, which is beautiful. And as well, the sage was mixed with mint. So at the bottom of it, you'll see mint coming up. Where's it at? There it is. So you'll see mint coming up as well. It's coming up all throughout there. So let's keep on walking. All right. A lot of people are interested about this too, saving water, and this rain barrel system I have. These are actually 2 rain barrels that I made at the Baltimore Tool Bank for free, actually. They had a workshop. I signed up. We thugged 2 of them. and now they're in my backyard. So basically, you'll see that I got this gutter system, which I still need to fix. But I have the rain coming straight down into this top barrel, if you can see that. And it hasn't rained in a while, so I don't think I'll be able to show you anything here, but let's see. Nope, so we gotta wait for some rain. And then this barrel overflows into this barrel. This is 50 gallons, this is 50 gallons, and this barrel overflows into this barrel, which is another 50 gallons. So that's a whole system to store 150 gallons of rainwater at a time. It's very useful. It's very useful. I did this last year, and it saved me a lot of trying to figuring out how I'm going to water my garden because I already had it on tap. Let me show you some things in here. This is my greenhouse above ground, and I got some tomato plants. Let me know if anybody needs some tomato seedlings. I have what's that? Rutgers tomatoes. I got some kale. So if you need any seedlings, holla at me. Oh, as well, I planted some more flower seeds for a wedding I am doing this year, which is pretty awesome. And that's starting to come up. You'll see right here the baby's breath. That's gonna be beautiful. As well, what I have here, I got some Swiss chards. I got some eggplants. I got some more lemongrass over there. All coming up. Let me get the boy. Hey, fat man. I'm gonna put you down for a second, Facebook Live. All right, so that is the side of my shed. And let me take you to the back. All right, this is my in-ground system I'm working on building right now. So I don't know the exact dimensions of this box, but I started off building 2x2 boxes, which is 2 feet by 2 feet. And I plan on doing some square foot gardening. And I found that that was a little labor intensive for what I wanted to do. So I made 4 of them. I had some help from some righteous neighbors as well to get these boxes done. But this one in the back I built all solo, just because I didn't want to chop up the wood and make 4 of them. I just made a big one. So let me show you what I got in here. And I'll get to these questions soon. If you have any questions, let me know. So right now, this is the first bed I did. I got kale, arugula, kind of spicy, and I got some lemongrass in the middle. So kind of made a pattern there. So my reasoning here is access to the food, as well as growing in a small space, as well as making it, appealing to the eye, and using geometry. So I got my kale on the outside that's going to kind of grow up and out on the 4 corners, and I got my arugula, which is kind of a low growing leafy green. It's going to grow, around and get full beneath the kale. And in the middle, which I grew a lot of last year, which I love, was lemongrass, and this should just go straight up out the center. So as well, I got some other stuff planted here. What is this? Some thyme, some Greek oregano. I seeded some okra. I think it's a little too early to put it out, so I'm just kind of using some of this stuff to test and do some experimentation. So I got an okra seed there. I got a pea, which is I think it's a sugar and sweet pea snap, which is doing pretty well. I put it out there maybe about 2 weeks ago. Oh, and as well, I got some Swiss chards in this box, and we'll see how they do. Setting up early. Here I got lemongrass seedlings growing around the edge, as well as I put a little cucumber in here in the middle to see what it does. And for the cucumber, they're viney plants, or is this a bush? This may be a viney one, so I'll stake this up and kind of grow it out of the center and up. As well, I have some kale seeds or kale seedlings in the 2 corners growing. All right, what we got here? This is my squash. Squash plants they take over wherever they grow. So I really only want to keep the squash plant in here, but I did plant some orange mint just to grow around and at the bottom and kind of take over this box. I really love orange mint. But we'll see what this squash does this year. All right, this long box back here. These caged things are cherry tomatoes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're in a triangular formation. Never done that before, just trying to see what happens. And I got them caged so when they grow up, they'll just be able to be supported by this. And it's easy to pick from once you cage them. Got some dahlia roots in here. They should sprout up soon. Some pretty flowers. As well, I have some onions that I had in a pot for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years, and they kind of overwintered. And yeah, I'll get to the drip irrigation system. They overwintered, and I had them in a pot, took them out a few days ago, and just put them straight in the ground. They're kind of struggling right now. They look like they're struggling, but they're a really strong variety of onions, so they'll survive. Hey, fat man. They'll survive. Right here, I got some potatoes that were getting old in the house, and they were really starting to stink too. But I saw that they were, the ends were growing, so I just took some of the dirt I actually cleaned my gutters with, which is basically all old leaf compost, and I stuck those in there, and you'll see that these potatoes are coming up. So once those come up, I'll probably take shoots off of them and plant them somewhere else. As well, I'll transport this into a bigger bin so these potatoes can have some space to grow. But that's all off of store-bought potatoes, so we'll see what I can do with that. As well, I have a pepper plant here that's growing in a pot, and this is another example of how you can grow small container gardening on a patio. You just get these root bags from Amazon and get some good dirt, put them in there, and make sure that you water them from the bottom. You can put them in like a little tray, a little pool, and some rocks at the bottom, and dump. Hey, just chill out, and put some water in there. Keep the roots moist and fed, and they should do good on the patio. As well, hey Bing, you want to come help me? Let's go turn the water on. So somebody asked me a question about the irrigation system. Okay, yep.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay, Mama.
You okay? Okay. My plant's okay too. Thank you. So somebody asked about the drip irrigation. Let me get to some of these questions. Peace to all my guys. I see you out there. Okay, so the first question was, what measurements do I take to prevent bugs from ruining your harvest? Oh Lord, she got the water. Turn it off. I'm going to show you. So there is a product called, forgive my pronouncing, diatomaceous earth, and I'll show you how I use it. It is like a fine powder. It's a mechanical pesticide. So this white stuff you see right here, you can Google it and you can order it offline. If you want to search it DE Earth, and you'll find it. Always use the food grade variety. It's safe to eat. It has other usages too, and it's good for some functionality of your bloodstream and your body and your hair growth as well. But what I do is I'll sprinkle it around the plant just like that, and you'll see my basil was taking a hit from these pests. So what I did was just sprinkle it directly on the plant, and it's a mechanical pesticide, so it scrapes the outside wall of the insect that comes across it, and it dehydrates it basically, and you can eat it. So that's what I recommend for pest control in a garden. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, the irrigation system. I'll show you what I bought. This is what I bought for my irrigation system. It's the little soaker system, and you basically cut it up yourself, and you cut it up yourself into the formation in which you want to water your plants. And for me, I did it this way. So all the black tubing here you see is my soaker hose, and this is the end of it, and I'll show you how it works here once I get the hose. Bear with me, good people, bear with me. Bang bang. There we go. Hey babe. She's over there playing with the water. So take my hose in, which is already on. Come over here to my soaker end. Oh, my phone's about to get dirty, but I don't care. Make sure it's tight. And I'm gonna turn this joint on and you'll see the magic. And as you see, the soaker hose only allows a certain amount of water to come out so it doesn't drench your plants. I would probably just leave this on for about maybe 10 minutes. I water my plant. I've been watering my plants every day since they're young. Just keeping the soil moist. But you just want to make sure it's over the right spots. And as you see, it's dripping. Let me pause for a second. Give it 1 second. Bing bang, come in. Come on, I need help in the garden. I need help, come on. Come on. Okay, come on. All right. So let me get to some questions. Yeah, Warren, you can stop by. Those are my righteous neighbors that we work with to do good within our own block. And we do things like this, build up and build for our own families and our community and join those families as a community. So let me get to the other part I got questions on. I'll just introduce you to my compost bin. So right here is my composting system. So right now I just have a bunch of old leaves that I raked up from the garden, from the yard. I'll put them all in this back pile, as well as some dirt I took from some old pots and just dropped it on there. I'm gonna let that just kind of simmer, turn over. I have a lot of worms in my garden naturally, so I feel like that's going to help them out. And this is my compost bin right now. What I do is, let's see if I can show you that. So what I do now is I take the leaves and as well yard clippings, and you may see some apples and stuff, and I take my food waste from my kitchen and I put it in there and mash it up, and also I throw worms in there to create the aeration and to create the carbon that they poop out to feed the plants that I'm going to plant this in. This may take about depends on how hot it gets this spring, but it may take about 3 months to really be fully done. And sorry y'all, just making sure my beans are around. That should take about 3 months to be fully done, to where I can really apply it and have a good product that's good for my garden. All right, that's a tour of the garden. I'll probably do a lot more. I got a lot more planting to do. I got a lot more building of these boxes to do, so I want to do a video on that. But definitely give me your suggestions. Give me what you want to grow in your own backyard, so I can maybe plan it and show you step by step via video. What's my time looking like? I don't want to go over 15 minutes. Oh, I've been almost 30 minutes on this joint. That's how gardening goes, though. I can kind of lose the whole day back here, but you don't really want to work during high noon because it's too hot. Best time to garden is the morning and the late afternoon after sundown. But when it's really hot, you got to tend to the garden, you got to water it, so sometimes you got to be out here. But if I don't have any questions, my man, Denzel. So let me just take a brief break. Somebody remarked about my overalls. I've wanted overalls for years, but I never felt like I had the level of knowledge to really wear these overalls with an assurance that I knew what I was doing. The first black man I really respected in the farming game that had overalls on was my man Denzel that had 5 C's Farm. So I finally got my overalls, bruh. Finally got them. Alright, if y'all have no more questions, I'm going to wrap this up. And I'll be back probably next Wednesday, or next Thursday, excuse me, that's what day it is, for a garden lesson. But until then, happy gardening, and this is the revolution. Right now it's being televised, but this is a good program, you feel me? All right, y'all, peace and love.